The Mongol Empire's invasion of Europe, established by Genghis Khan, profoundly shocked the European population. The Mongols were a nomadic people from Central Asia who were skilled warriors and horsemen. They were also highly organized and disciplined, and they used advanced military tactics.
It was an unprecedented event in world history in which the Mongol Empire, which emerged from Central Asia, conquered Europe and the Middle East. The Mongol general Subutai, who is considered one of the greatest generals in human history, led the Mongol army's invasion of Europe. Subutai was born in 1176 AD to Kaban, a member of the Urankai tribe. His older brother Zelmi was a valiant general under Genghis Khan. Subutai followed in his brother's footsteps and quickly rose through the ranks of the Mongol army.
Genghis Khan, who saw Subutai's outstanding strategic insight, came to rely on him and eventually created a great conqueror who was a terror to surrounding countries. The Mongol Empire went to war with the Khwarezm Empire in 1219 AD after a Mongol caravan and its envoys were met with a tragic fate in the Khwarezmian city of Otara. The Mongol ruler, Genghis Khan, was furious at this insult and mobilized a large army to invade Khwarezm. Mohammed, the king of Khwarezm, who had a large army of as many as 400,000 men and numerous war elephants and camel troops, was confident. However, the powerful Khwarezm Empire disappeared from the map just 2 years after an all-out war, with the Mongols broke out with a terrifying attack by 100,000 Mongol cavalry mobilized by an angry Genghis Khan. After the Mongol conquest of the Khwarezmian Empire, Genghis Khan ordered Subutai to lead an expedition into Europe. Subutai's army was relatively small, numbering only 20,000 men, but it was highly mobile and well-equipped. Subutai's first target was the Turks. He defeated the Turkish army in a series of battles, and he then turned his attention to the Cumans. The Cumans were a powerful nomadic tribe that inhabited the steppes of Central Asia. Subutai destroyed the Cuman tribe's capital city of Kimchek, and he forced the Cumans to flee westward. Subutai then marched all the way to Russia. He invaded the Kievan Rus, a loose confederation of principalities that was predecessor of Russia. Subutai defeated the Russian army at the Battle of the Khalkha River in 1223 AD, and he then sacked the city of Kiev. With Genghis Khan's order to withdraw the army, this relentless march ended, and the Principality of Kiev barely escaped the crisis of destruction. But this was only the prelude to the subsequent Mongol War of Conquest. Taking advantage of the war with the Khwarezm Empire, the western share of the Tangut people, and the Jin dynasty of the Jurchen people, who had already been trampled by the Mongols, rose again, and Genghis Khan died during the period of conquest of the western share. After Genghis Khan's death, Ogotai, Genghis Khan's third son, was elected Khan in Kurotai, and the war of conquest resumed. And in the end, the Jin dynasty of the Jurchen people was destroyed by Subutai's army and disappeared forever into history. Even as the Mongol Empire became the world's largest empire, its ambition for conquest did not diminish at all. Initially, Subutai Khan did not have it in mind to conquer Europe, but Subutai, the empire's best general, expressed grand aspirations to conquer the entire world by going all the way to the west. So, Subutai appointed Prince Batur, son of Genghis Khan's eldest son Jochi, as commander-in-chief, delegated actual command to Subutai, and set out on a long expedition to Europe. In 1236 AD, 70,000 troops led by Subutai waited for winter to come, and when all the rivers froze over, they marched their entire force northwest toward Moscow. Subutai captured all of Ryazan, Kolumna, and Sustal, took the lives of countless people, and even Moscow, then Vladimir, and devastated northern Russia in less than a year.
Grand Duke Yuri II of Russia gathered his troops and launched a counterattack, but was quickly defeated, and northern Russia was devastated by looting and slaughter. Subutai, who had swept across northern Russia, turned his horse to the southwest, and Kiev fell in November, putting an end to the Russian resistance. Afterwards, the Kipchak Khanate was established, Batu became the first Khan to rule Russia, and Russia came under Mongol rule for over 200 years. In 1240 AD, when Subutai's expedition to Russia was nearing its end, King Vera IV of Hungary was taken aback by the sudden influx of hundreds of thousands of Russian refugees into Hungary. At the time, Hungary had the strongest military power in Europe. In 1241 AD, Subutai led a massive Mongol army into Hungary. The Hungarian king, Bela IV, tried to form an alliance with other European rulers to resist the Mongols.
The King of Hungary gathered together the allied forces of the Teutonic Knights, the Knights Templar, the Kingdom of Croatia, the Holy Roman Empire, and Hungary, which boasted the strongest forces in Europe, and faced the Mongols with an army of 100,000.
In this battle, called the Mohi Revolution, the Allied forces pursued the retreating Mongolian army, and the two armies faced each other across the Sayo River. Subutai, who had completed reconnaissance of the surrounding terrain, took advantage of the difficult situation for the large army to cross the river and bombarded using siege weapons. The European forces were taken aback by the siege weapons they had never seen before. The Mongolian cavalry began crossing the river with covering fire, and the 30,000 of Subutai's cavalry that had secretly crossed the river at night attacked the defending European forces from behind. As a result, the entire European and Hungarian forces were annihilated, and King Bela IV of Hungary barely escaped with his life. After the Battle of Mohi, Europe no longer had the power to resist the Mongol army, and Subutai freely moved all over Eastern Europe, becoming an irresistible force. The Mongolian army attacked Vienna, Austria, and as far south as Zagreb, Croatia, and began preparing in earnest for an invasion of the Holy Roman Empire in Western Europe. Because of the refugees coming in from the east every day and fear of the army of hell, they spoke out. The whole of Western Europe fell into panic, and the sounds of prayers to God filled the whole of Europe. The European faced like a wavered as they witnessed the European army, often regarded as the army of God, suffering a devastating defeat at the hands of the Mongolian forces, often referred to as the army of hell. In December 1241, Subutai was almost on the verge of achieving his goal of driving all his troops and conquering all the lands in the west, as he had originally promised. However, Ogotai Khan died, and Subutai's Mongol army eventually retreated to attend the Kurultai. Ultimately, Ogotai Khan's demise served as a turning point that averted a potential catastrophe, ensuring the safety of all Europe from the brink of peril. Guyu Khan, the new Khan who succeeded Ogotai Khan, once again tried to entrust Subutai as commander-in-chief of the expedition. However, in the long war, Subutai lost one eye and became so weak that he could not even ride a horse. In 1248, Genghis Khan's 33-year-old right-hand man, Subutai, who had conquered 32 countries and led all 65 battles to victory, passed away quietly, therefore ending the Mongol Empire's conquest of Europe.
Subutai's death in 1248 AD marked the end of the Mongol Empire's major conquests in Europe. He was a brilliant general and strategist, and he played a key role in the Mongol invasion of Europe. Subutai's death was a major loss for the Mongol Empire, and it contributed to the decline of the empire in the following decades.
However, it is important to note that the Mongol Empire did not collapse immediately after Subutai's death. The Mongols continued to rule a vast territory for several more centuries.
However, the Mongol Empire did enter a period of decline after Subutai's death, and it eventually collapsed in the 14th century. Thank you for watching the video Mongol Subutai Conquers Europe, provided by History and Current Events. Gina, Bella, Cindy, Helena, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.